What are skip traces? How are they useful? How do you do it? And how much do they cost? Skip traces is going through public information, finding the most recent phone numbers, cell phone numbers, landlines, and email address for a certain individual. It used to have to be done pretty manually and it was very expensive, but with modern technology, it's able to be done online in a pretty fast manner, like less than 60 seconds. Now, the information that's going to be provided is going to be the most recent or the most relevant. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's 100% accurate because somebody could have changed their phone number or they could be using a different email address and those things change, but it's going to get you the best information. One of the great things with the service that we use in pulling the skip trace information is you only get charged if they pull information. So if there's no information available, you won't be charged for that, but it's pretty minimal. It's a couple of cents per time that you do that. And I'll show you exactly where the pricing as we jump over here to the computer. Now, why is it useful? Well, it's a great way to get in touch with people that's a lot less expensive than sending postcards. So with this information, I can send them an email. With this information, I could send them a text message, or with this information, I could give them a phone call and I could call each one of them saying if they have some interest in selling their property or if there's a way that I can make a deal happen for them. So that's what skip traces are. That's what they're useful and that's how we do it. So the first thing is when I'm coming to do a skip trace, I need to have a list of properties that I'm wanting to skip trace. So let's just come here and we'll put Atlanta, Georgia. And give it a minute. Let's load our filters here. So let's just do these pre-foreclosures. There's 34 of these pre-foreclosures. So what happens is with this, I've already pre-filtered residential, not condos, notice of default, under 500,000, 30% or more of equity. And let's just say, I'm just gonna grab a few. Let's just grab 5 of these. I could select all 34 by coming here, but I want to make the list small so the skip trace doesn't take forever to do, although it is really quick. So this is skip trace. And I'm going to create a new list. So I've got this list of 5 properties that's here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to skip trace. This is the most up-to-date price per skip trace. Again, it's only for those that are actually found or those that are actually used. You can select contacts, and what you're going to do is come up here to the group, and I save this as skip trace right there. So there's those 5, okay? Once I've done that, I click this button, add selected contacts, and select all of those and hit done. Once I hit the done key, there's 5 contacts selected. I hit next. I'll be charged 12 cents per contact. Place order, accept. Thank you for placing your order. And skip trace 1. Let's just do that. Okay, so then I'll come back here to I'll come back here to contacts. And I will look for my skip trace 1, and we don't have the information yet. It'll take probably 60 seconds or so before we get the information on these guys. You can see here we've got the name, mobile phone number, the landline, any other phone numbers, email address, property address we already have, mailing address we already have. You don't have to skip trace to get those, and then the type, status, and we can group those into whatever group we want. This gives you an idea of what it actually looks like. So this one actually shows it's completed. Mobile numbers, phone numbers, any email addresses that they may have. This one is still processing. Once the processing is done, it'll move to a completed state, and then I can make those. Okay, so we now have a completed state on this. So this is interesting. We did not get phone numbers for these. This is an LLC, this is a trust, this is an LLC. Those are going to be difficult to get phone numbers. It's something you can attempt to do. And this is an LLC as well. So the only thing we were able to get phone numbers on is for the individual. So this is the phone number. This is the landline that we can call. And it looks like we didn't get an email address. If we look at some of these others, sometimes we'll get multiple email addresses. And so I forgot to sort these out, but we don't get charged for these, so it's like not a problem if you do it, but you're not going to get a lot when it comes to the LLCs. It's more going to be on the individuals. Now I can make these phone calls to these people, or I can send email addresses if we have email addresses similar to what we have here. To do that, I can come here to a campaign, and with the campaigns, I can new activity, email marketing, and I can put a marketing campaign together, subject line, and I can tell it which ones, and I can follow through the process here and send out an email. One thing to note, to do this, you will need to put a credit card on file to make these incidental purchases, and I think it has you, I think it has you do like $20, and then it brings that down. So you want to put your credit card information on that. So that's skip tracing, why you use it, how it's useful, and how to go through the process of actually making that happen. Then you can make the phone calls, you can send text messages, or you can send emails through the platform. For emails, calls, and text messages, you'll need to use a phone provider so that you can do those. And that's how skip traces work.